Is it a demon? Maybe a witch. Today's story is going to be the legend of an evil entity called the Bell Witch in little, rural Robertson County, Tennessee. This spirit appeared in the early 1800s to haunt farmer John Bell and his family. She started as a relatively harmless entity, knocking on walls and pulling blankets from beds. She quickly turned violent. Soon, John's daughter Betsy had scratches and welts all over her body. And after 3 years of escalating hauntings, the ghost supposedly murdered John himself. Over the years, in an attempt to explain the Bell Witch hauntings, some believe a local schoolteacher who was in love with Betsy Bell somehow fabricated the eerie phenomena so the girl would leave her betrothed and marry him instead. And modern-day scientists think John Bell was slowly poisoned with arsenic. It all started when John Bell spotted a strange creature in his cornfield in 1817. It looked like a dog with the head of a rabbit, but it disappeared when he shot at it, so he didn't think much of it. That evening, while John and his family were sitting down to dinner, they heard a strange knocking sound from outside. Running out the door to see what it was, but they saw nothing. Over the next few weeks, John, his wife Lucy, and his children continued to see apparitions and hear unexplainable noises. All see strange things. One son saw a bird of extraordinary size, and his daughter Betsy spotted a girl with a green dress swinging from the limb of an oak tree. I'm not hanging out in that tree, never know what you may see next. A freaky little girl looking up at you. Nope, not for me. The ghost seemed to favor Betsy, as she was pinched, slapped, and stuck with pins. Sometimes the invisible abuse left red handprints and large welts all over her body. Reportedly, the witch often claimed that she wouldn't leave the Bell family alone until John was dead, and Betsy broke off her relationship with a young man named. I would say she was a demanding little witch. Wouldn't you say? After years, John confided to a family friend. The man spent a few nights on the Bell farm and confirmed that some sort of spirit seemed to be terrorizing the family. Some say that the Bell Witch was a spirit that had been disturbed when the family built their farm on Native American burial ground. Another says that the Bell family once asked the ghost who she was, and she responded that she was the witch of Kate Batts, an eccentric neighbor who was known for making up stories for attention. News began to spread about the evil spirit. From 1817 to 1820, the Bell Witch remained a permanent fixture at the Bell farm. The spirit would supposedly speak with the Bell family and visitors from around the country about the past and future. The witch began answering to the name Kate. Years passed and the hauntings continued. John Bell began experiencing strange muscle twitches in his face. These soon progressed to migraines, tingling sensations, fatigue, and seizures. Then, in December 1820, John suddenly slipped into a coma. The following day, he died quietly at home. Oddly, his family found a mysterious vial full of dark liquid in the kitchen cupboard that hadn't been there previously. John Bell Jr. allegedly put a drop on the cat's tongue, and it immediately fell over dead. The Bell Witch's voice then echoed through the house. I gave Old Jack a big dose of that last night, which fixed him. John Jr. threw the vial into the fire, where it exploded into a blue flame and shot up the chimney. With John dead, the spirit could focus on Betsy. She began to follow her whenever she was with Joshua, her fiancé, pulling her hair, beating her, and shouting threats and curses at the young couple. By March 1821, Betsy couldn't take it anymore. She broke off her engagement with Joshua, and the Bell Witch suddenly disappeared. Don't you hate haters? The entity allegedly visited Lucy and told her she was leaving, but she'd return in 7 years. And sure enough, in 1828, the Bell Witch reappeared to John Bell Jr. and stayed for 3 days, speaking with him about the past, present, and future. She even reportedly made predictions about the Civil War, which was still over 30 years away. When she vanished for a second time, she supposedly said she'd return in 107 years. But there are no records of a reappearance in 1935. However, some of John Bell's descendants claim they've seen signs of the enduring entity. Lucy Bell Butler claims she and her daughter have seen the black dog from the original tale. And a giggling girl like the one Betsy saw swinging from a tree limb 200 years ago sometimes runs through their house. Hopes she wipes her feet before she comes in. I'm not sure if it's still going on today, but I think no one will ever know the truth behind the Bell Witch legend. Unless you were talking with a ghost named Kate, then leave a comment and tell us what she said. This is Raven. Check out other stories on my channel. Hit the like button and subscribe. Also look for my merch link to get this cool design, and thanks.